Welcome to South Korea, a country full of history to explore, from Buddhist temples to the harrowing Seoul prison. Incredible nightlife to keep you going until the early hours of the morning, from Busan to Seoul. And some crazy food to check out. Would you be brave enough and eat these chicken claws? And of course, no trip to South Korea is complete without visiting the fascinating DMZ. So stick around and let me show you why you need to visit South Korea. This building behind me is Seoul prison. They started building this in 1907 and it was completed in 1908. It was used by the Japanese when they were in rule between 1910 to 1945. It was used all the way up until 1987, but these days it's just a museum to commemorate all the people who lost their lives here. In 1998 they opened it as a museum. So the Japanese would hold South Korean activists here using painful torture techniques, things like in the winter, they'd leave the windows open so they'd be freezing, and in the summer, they keep the windows shut. A lot of other things as well. I'm going to show you when we look around all the painful techniques they used. It was built for 500 people originally, but they had over 3,000 prisoners here. So yeah, we're going to take a look around. Here we have a map of the prison. Oh yeah, jeez. Staff. Oh Jesus. So these are the prison cells. These are where all the prisoners would be. This is inside one of the cells, very small. Let's see. So this is how they talk to the prisoners. Through here. Inside. So the prisoners would communicate by tapping the walls. By doing secret messages, and they do anything then to try and distract the guards. So this by here.
Basically, the prisoner from inside the cell would push out the little wooden stick.
Yeah.
Like this. And then it'd alert the guard to an emergency inside the cell.
Right, okay. So basically then, instead of an emergency button, this was the emergency button pretty much. And it's called a paytong. A paytong. So this is how it works. So this is what it looked like from inside the prison cell. And then I'm going to show you what happened. So Gemma's going to press it. And that's how they'd alert them to an emergency. As you can see by here, missionaries from Ireland carried out pastoral activities at Catholic churches. And they were arrested by the Japanese, and it says by here they were imprisoned for more than 2 years. So these men. Yeah, so it says by here Central and South American countries, including Cuba and Mexico, they helped fund the movement for independence in Korea. It's basically what it says by here. And then these are some of the Liberation Army, so some of the South Korean activists. So the Korean woman had a really important role to play as well. They would try and keep the spirits high by doing things like spiritual devotions and just keeping everyone, positive, and that there will be a unified Korea. So behind me we have prison cell 12. Now it's 3 solitary confinement rooms in here. I'm going to show you. So here's the door. So these are the solitary confinement rooms. As you can see, very small. Now they have 3 of these in total in this prison cell. Now this was horrendous for people because they wouldn't know whether it was day or night. They're trapped here, they can go toilet. You know, they'd have to pretty much go by here. That's as best as it gets. They'd have painful torture techniques as well, and it was just horrible suffering. But yeah, these were the 3 solitary confinement rooms. So what happens? The guard would shut the door, and you just stuck in here. No whether it's day or night, can't go to the toilet. They're going to come in and do some painful torture techniques. Absolutely horrific. But yeah, this is pretty much the room.
It's
Life just in here.
to cause them to go mental.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It just
Think
made
you'd
them
go?
mental. It was mental torture as well as physical torture. People would go crazy on you. Yeah.
Think you'd go crazy in there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think anyone would go crazy. You know?
I agree.
If you're locked up here, you don't know what time it is. You're just in a dark hole pretty much, and like I said, horrible conditions. And you don't know whether they're going to come in and torture you physically, and all these things are going on in your head. It's just horrific. So with the surge in 1990 of activists, they decided to build an upper floor as well in the 1920s. So this floor by here, and the guards could keep watch over them with these skylights you can see on the top. So they could see through here, and that's got a skylight. And then you can see the second floor then, up here. But that's another thing of the mental torture as well. They'd always feel like they were being watched. So that'd make them go a bit crazy as well, because even when they weren't being watched, they felt like they were being watched. This is where the prisoners would write their letters. You see by here. So the prison cells were overcrowded, and this led to many deaths of the prisoners. Just poor conditions, no toilets or anything like that. So those are diseases. They die of things like frostbite in the winter as well. So this is a letter written by one of the prisoners. So if you were convicted, you'd wear a red uniform. If you were still awaiting trial and you hadn't been convicted, you'd wear the blue uniform. So there would be a governor, a deputy governor. There were 13 chief warders and then 261 warders in the prison. So Soderman prison was also the largest in the country as well, in regards to staff, prisoners, and just capacity. So it's getting heavy now. You can see it all behind me. Look at this, full of snow. So these are the windows of the solitary confinement rooms from the outside, and also the holes they use to go to the toilet. So these were some of the local possessions. That's cool, right? Yeah. This building was a factory building built in 1923. So the workers would work 10 to 14 hours a day in the factories. They'd make textile and clothes, all of these type of things. There was 12 factories in total in the prison. And during the war as well, World War II, they're actually making war supplies as well then, so artillery and stuff like that. They'd also have inspections as well then, so they'd actually be forced to jump a wooden bar nude just to make sure they weren't carrying any dangerous, articles and stuff like that then. So you can see some pictures from the factories. Maybe the guards were there, these guys, and then they would be the workers. Yeah. More pictures. So this would have been the location of the first execution site in 1908. And they were done in privately as well, so they had it at the deepest part of the prison, which you can see over there. It's incredible, it looks so beautiful with all the snow, but we're at such a harrowing sight. You just wouldn't think, look at all this, it looks so lovely. Then all the atrocities that happened here is just unbearable, unthinkable.
Yeah, this building is separate from the other buildings because they took special, tricky criminals. Because they needed extra surveillance and control. And around the building you see bullet holes where they executed some of them.
So this is a memorial for the Patriots. There's 165 martyrs' names in here inscribed. I think you can see them. Yeah, you can see them right here. So there's 165 in total. So this was the original exercise facility for the prisoners. It was abolished in 1945. We're heading now to the execution building. So they believe this was built in 1921. The first floor was used for hanging prisoners, and then the basement floor then is where they collected the bodies. So this is one of the execution rooms. So you can actually see the rope where they'd hang people. So then you can't enter, but down here is where the bodies are being collected. So this is a secret passageway. They'd use this to transport the dead bodies. So when they tortured them and they've gone too far, there's too many marks and beatings on them, they didn't want people finding out, so they'd use this secret passageway, which I think is around about 200 meters long. So you can see it here. So this is the exercise hall the prisoners would use. They were made like this so they couldn't communicate with each other and speak to each other. So you can see, I'll show you to the camera. You can see each one is blocked from seeing the other, and this long corridor then is where they do their exercises. And then you'd have the guard on top by here then watching and making sure no one's doing anything they shouldn't be doing. So this is the woman's cell building block. This is what a cell will look like, obviously. The woman's prison block was built in 1918. So prison cell number 8 was an important one because that's where a lot of the independence leaders were incarcerated, and that was around about 1919. Some of the prisoners. Socks on the left and traditional green shoes on the right. So the prison had 6 watchtowers in total.
Do you like a fan?
Yeah. This was one of the chairs in the watchtowers. Must have missed that part. No handcuffs. The bodies are done by here, look. And then 300.
한두대 위에 올라 오히려 봄바람이 가고 잠시 강우 한두대 위에 올랐으니 오히려 봄바람이 가고 꿈은 있으나 나라가 없으니 어찌 밤새가 없어.
So these are some of the torture methods used. You can see the prisoners believing they're gonna be drowned. So this is the interrogation room. So one of the most painful torture techniques they used, they got like a sharp needle, like a sharp skewer, and they pierced it in the fingernail of the prisoner. You can see by here. So something like this have been used. There's the shackles.
이렇게 기록되는 곳에서 4년 6개월이라는 세월을
So they put a prisoner inside of this box. Yeah. Like this, full of sharp nails. And then they would shake. They'd shake it. So look at this. Really confined space. And it's sharp nails, spikes on each side. You can see if you bring the camera closer. You can see the spikes on each side.
Yeah.
And then they would shake this. And yeah, it's horrific. This is called the box of torture. This would be a solitary underground confinement, so people who were placed here temporarily before being moved to the main jail. So this is the narrow torture room. Basically, it was so narrow, it was hard for people to actually stand upright. Look, I can't even actually fit in this. This is what it'd be like. So you couldn't stand up. Just think of on your knees, the pressure on your knees by you. I can feel it already, and I've been in here for like 3 seconds.
Close the door.
And the door shuts in.
How bad is that?
So we're at Gyeongbokgung Palace. This is the main palace in the Joseon dynasty. It's one of 5 palaces, you can see it behind me. They have a changing of the guard ceremony here 3 times a day. And I think this was in King Taejo's reign, the 4th one in the Joseon dynasty. But yeah, this is the main palace and it's one of 5. So we're going to look around the grounds and learn more about the history. It's absolutely packed here, as you can see. Yeah, so Gyeongbokgung Palace, the name means greatly blessed by heaven. So this was built in the 4th year of King Taejo. He was part of the Joseon dynasty and it was built in 1395.
Ladies and gentlemen, guard duty performance will take place in a few minutes. To enjoy this event, please remain behind the standing line.
So they're about to do the changing guard ceremony, which happens 3 times a day. You can see it behind me. It's going to happen now in the next few minutes.
Guard duty performance now begins. In this event, the gate guards will be shifting duties at Gwanghwamun Gate.
관람객 여러분, 광화문을 봐주시기 바랍니다. 지금 종사관을 선두로 광화문을 파수하는 교대 파수군이 광화문 월대를 향해 행렬하고 있습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, please look at Gwanghwamun Gate. The commander is leading the troops toward Gwanghwamun's lunar platform.
各位游客，请看光化门。现在，守门军领令向光化门的月台行进。
皆様、カウントダウンをご覧ください。ただいま、到着の番人が指揮官の命令に従ってカウントダウンのモルデへと進んでいます。
기록에 따르면 조선시대 군사들은 북소리에 맞춰 앞으로 나아가고 짐을 지면 움직임을 멈추었다고. 당직 파수군과 교대 파수군이 종사관의 명을 받고 접간을 받기 위해 광화문 월대로 도열하게 됩니다.
The gate guards are now forming military formations to carry out a military inspection.
守门军听从指挥官的军令，正各就各位前往接受指挥官的检查。
スムン軍が指揮官に点検されるために各自の位置に並びます。
이제 수문장과 종사관이 하수구를 접간하겠습니다. 접간은 경국대전 병전에 등장 군호를 잘 숙지하고 있는지 점검하고 군복과 갑주, 병장기의 갖춤새를 확인하는 절차입니다. 그리고 지금 취라치가 손에 들고 흔드는 악기는 탁이라고 하는 작은 종으로 장수의 명령을 전달할 때나 야간 순찰 시 도적을 쫓아내기 위해 사용하던 신호용 악기입니다.
According to historical records, in the Joseon dynasty, palace guards had gone through the same drill as the gate guards. The commander checked the secret code and had their uniforms, armors, and weapons checked. Now, the commander is carrying out the inspection.
据朝鲜时代史料《金国大典》记载，守卫攻城大门的将领和士兵，在开始执勤之前，会先核对人员身份和军用口令，并检查服装和甲胄武器状况。这也就是大家。
領地を守るスムンジャンと軍人は勤務開始の前に身元と暗号を確認し、服装と武器の状態を点検しました。ただいまその様子を再現しております。
현재 수문군이 착용한 군복은 조선 전기인 15세기 복식을 재현한 것으로 문헌고증을 통해 제작되었습니다.
The actors are wearing the costume from the 15th century, which was manufactured based on various historical records.
出演者的军服是根据史料再现的朝鲜初期15世纪服装而制作。
この衣装は朝鮮時代初期の15世紀の衣装を資料に基づいて再現したものです。
근무를 마친 당직 파수군은 종사관의 지휘하에 숙직소인 영군직소로 퇴장함으로써 임무를 완수하게 됩니다.
The off-duty gate guards are heading back to the military base under the commander's order.
结束执勤的守门军在指挥官的引领下完成任务。
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This is the end of the guard duty performance. 進行員が主管するこの行事は強国軍の手
You see as well so many people in traditional costumes. I've actually seen a lot of people in the streets as well in these traditional costumes, and quite surprisingly a lot of younger people. You would expect to be more the older generation, but yeah, a lot of people, even the men. So this is the main palace. So here we have the inside of the palace. You can't actually walk inside. but you get a pretty good view by here anyway. Yeah, so this is where the king would have sat. Likely King Taejo from the Joseon dynasty. You see the lovely colourful artwork as well. Probably been restored at some point, but yeah, lovely. So you can see swords on top by here. So here we have the sundial. This is from 1434. The proper one's in the museum, so that's a replica one. Well then, so we're at Hyun Bokjeon Hall. This was an administration hall. It was reconstructed in 1867. It was used by King Gojong, as it says by here. King Gojong's legal mother passed away in 1819 in this very place as well, and they had ceremonies and other things in here as well. We're going to take a look around now. So Gyeongbokgung Palace suffered heavy fire damage in 1876. So King Gojong moved temporarily to this palace, which is Changdeokgung Palace. He returned during 1888 and spent his time at Gyeongcheonggung. Probably pronounced that wrong. But basically this is a library and a reception hall for receiving foreign envoys. This building by here. It also has Chinese influence in this building as well. So this is the living quarters for the Queen back in the day. So we are at Deoksan Palace. This was built in the 15th century. It It was originally meant as a resident home for the Prince Walsan, but when the Japanese invaded the first time and destroyed all the main palaces, this then became a palace. But originally it wasn't meant to be a palace, it was a resident home for Prince Walsan. And that's the main bit behind me then. And then you can see all the other stuff then, the hall there, that way. So this was the main hall of the palace, surrounded by corridors. It did have a major fire in 1904, so everything did get destroyed pretty much, and during the colonial period when Japan invaded from 1910 to 1945. They've restored some of the things now. Yeah, so it was rebuilt in 1905, some of the things which have survived to the present day. And this is it. Cool surf and stuff here. So King Sejong stayed here when the Japanese invaded in 1592 in one of these buildings. So this is Changdeokgam Palace. It was used as a main palace for over 270 years. Only secondary to the main palace. And I think it was constructed around 1405 and then completed in about 1412. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's roughly around the time date. Yeah, so that's just a brief information about it. It's another one of the 5 palaces of the Joseon dynasty. So this is inside the palace. Yeah, so this is where the king would have his meeting and state affairs, in this building. In here. All the beautiful snow. So the residence for the Crown Prince. So this is the living quarters and library for the king.
You shouting everything, oh my god.
This palace is Changi Yonggong Palace. It was built in 1483. And another one of the Joseon Dynasty palaces, one of 5.
Looks like a seafood deposit box.
So this building was the bedchamber of the wife of the deceased king. They're also used as a delivery room where some of the kings were born as well. And then the building over here was for the current king and where some of the other kings passed away in as well. So here we have the building where the king held meetings and had banquets. This building here.
It's like the main one we seen.
Yeah. This guy is loving life, he's off his nut. Just dancing in the middle of the road to the music. So here we are at the National Folk Museum, and these are all the zodiac animals. 12 of them in total. Dog, rooster, my one, which is the monkey, the ram, the horse, snake, is it? I don't know actually. Yeah, snake. Oh yeah, snake, dragon, rabbit, tiger, ox, rat, and the pig, which is Gemma's. These are wooden guardian posts, and they're actually the oldest ones in Korea. They're actually the only two guardian posts that the heads are carved out of tree roots as well. And the letters inscribed on the body are God protecting the temple. So this is Kog-do behind me, right here. He helps the Koreans transition into the afterlife. This guy. Quite like this one. Death smiles upon us all a man can do is smile back. The life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living. Also as well, other Kog-dos in the form of immortals, Buddha, monks and shamans also offer their comfort to the deceased. That's what it says over here. So this is the boat leading the dead to the next world.
The family of the dying or deceased
Yeah.
will leave out offerings like a bowl of rice and other things to welcome him to take the soul and guide him into the afterlife.
And this is it by here then. As you can see, rice and stuff. So these are the flags where people who are mourning write messages on. So this is the carriage for the soul of the dead. So these lanterns guide the way to the afterlife. They light up and show them the path. Another carriage to the afterlife by here as well. These are the Kog-do puppets. So this guy, you can see by here, he is a death messenger of the underworld king holding a moon sword. Pretty mean looking. Yeah, so these are all the phoenixes and dragons who will guide the Kog-do and the dearly departed to the next afterlife. Guiding them to the afterlife.
Phoenixes and the dragons.
Here's the afterlife. And, yeah, all the Kog-dos were there. That's the soul, is it? Okay, babe. Here we have a girl riding a dragon into the afterlife. And also, that's the one woman found on that thing. So when the person is about to die and they're taking their last breaths, one of their loved ones will dress up as a Kog-do and perform a dance ritual around them to make them feel at ease going into the afterlife. To be honest with you, it would probably freak me out, but it's tradition, so yeah, that's what they do. So this is a carving of the 12 zodiac animals. So this is a lunchbox what kids should take to school. So the 5th day of the 5th lunar month is called Serenal, and it's considered to be the greatest yang of the year. So the greatest energy, so positive energy of the year. So this is quite crazy. It's actually a raincoat. Look at that. So this is the loom where they do the cotton weave into. So this is a tiokme. This is where they used to do the rice cakes. Basically is what you've seen me doing earlier, where I was hitting the rice and yeah, making a rice cake. This is a hanok, a traditional Korean house. Basically this part of the museum shows all the events from the Joseon dynasty from 1392 to 1910. So it was important for the families to have a son. They would pray for a son as it would carry on the family tradition. The male would have a celebration on their 20th birthday to represent becoming an adult, and the females on their 15th birthday. I don't think they do this anymore though. I think that was part of the Joseon dynasty. Old traditions. These days they don't do it. And when the baby was born, they put a taboo rope on the front door, which is like a straw rope, and that would ward off evil spirits, diseases, and show, you know, they don't want any unwelcome guests or anything like that then. So also as well, on the 100th day and their first birthday, they have a celebration. Because the mortality rate was so high, it was seen as a celebration and, you know, thank you that their child's still alive and healthy and well.
The ceremony was
Yeah, so these are the food used for the 100th day celebration, rice cakes. So these are the dresses which became more popular in the 1960s, more of a Western style, breaking from the traditional style of Korean wedding dresses. Yeah, so this is Hoga. It's from completing the zodiac 12 years, 5 times over. So when someone turns 61, they'll have a celebration, and this is what the table setting would look like by here. It's called Hoga, and when they turn 61. So this is a bier. This is used for conveying the coffin of the deceased. So the coffin would have been inside here, and there would have been about 12 to 24 people carrying this. Very grand looking though. You can actually see the process by here as well. So this is the people carrying the bier. These are grandpa statues from Jeju Island. So these young boy statues were placed in front of a tomb to guard them. Crazy. So we've got cheese egg bread by here. No, we get one each. There's cheese egg bread, which is delicious. Go on by here. There's actually egg inside of it. Ferrari, yeah. So behind me is the great statue of King Sejong. He was part of the Joseon dynasty and considered one of the most important leaders in the dynasty. He took to the throne at the age of 22. He was born in 1397 and he reigned from 1418 to 1450, and that was the year he died in 1450. Go on, babe. So this is Insadong Culture Street. So there's plenty of food here, plenty of shops and restaurants. Some point. I think that's look.
3,000.
Yeah. Cheese in it, look bit. And he puts it in there then. So this is 10 won bread. To the back there as well. It has cheese in the middle of it.
Oh, cheesy.
Very cheesy. Delicious though.
Nice.
8 out of 10. These are some of the delicacies we bought in the store. So these are pistachio rings, which are crisps. We've got hazelnut coffee peanuts. Not quite sure what these are. Not sure. Some green tea type of thing. Hazelnut Twix. Wasabi nuts. And then more crisps. And garlic crisps. I don't know what flavour these ones are.
And that.
It's just... Oh, traditional cookie. Dragon beard candy. Yeah.
Đây con bò này, con bò này.
Sausage and potatoes. Ah. Oh, what's the stuff we had on the just earlier on?
Tempura prawns.
This shot is a lobster. Sushi is it? Yeah. Nice. Nice.
A little spicier.
Lovely. Here we have the boned chicken claws. See, right here. Very unusual. Wow. Don't know about that. Wow.
Bad.
It's different. I mean, it's spicy. Isn't that flavor?
Texture.
Crunchy.
Oh.
Crunchy.
Oh.
Yeah. I recommend trying it just to say you tried it, but I wouldn't have it as your main meal.
Give it a miss.
Yeah. So you can see that's the chicken claw. Ew. It's very gristly.
And in it goes.
Hello. So here we have the national drink of South Korea, which is soju. Pour ourselves a little glass. Yes, soju.
저도 지금 중학교 때 어렸을 때 그때 만났던 친구들 만난 Strong?
Yeah, that's the national drink of Korea, South Korea, soju. And then we got all this lovely food. This is what they do in Korea, cook on the table. Noodles.
네, 오케이.
Thank you. This is World Cup Stadium they used in 2002 in Seoul.
Just what I'm thinking. You think it's hard to see behind my smile. I'll say whatever you want. Let you walk into my heart if you want to. You can ask anything, no walls between us. Ain't no mess. I'ma tell you all my secrets. You can ask anything, no walls between us. Ain't no mess. I'ma tell you all my secrets. No secrets. No, 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 no secrets. No secrets. No, 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 no secrets. Wanna show you all my feelings. I'm not good at keeping no secrets.
So this is to commemorate all the fallen soldiers from the Korean War. This is Bukchang Hanok village. Is home to over 900 traditional Korean houses. It's from the Joseon dynasty over 600 years ago, and people are still living in here today. You can only visit between the hours of 10 to 5 because of the residents living here. So we're gonna have a look around now. People still live here, mind?
Yeah.
This is the fire station. Emergency fire hydrant. We're in a restaurant in Korea where you cook your own food on the table. It's a bit like this. Just cooking your own food. This is really popular in Korea. You'll find this all around the place. Very different to what you'll see back home, cooking your own food on the table. We got some local beers. So this casually cooking our own food on the table, only in Korea, eh? So I think our food's ready to eat now. Still sizzling away. So in Korea they do eat things live on the plate. Just look at this. That's live. Perhaps the smallest arcade I've seen. Italian restaurant. It's nice. We're at the DMZ. So that means the demilitarized zone. So this is a little brief history about the DMZ. Sorry, you can hear a bus going by there. A little brief history about the DMZ. So take you back from when Japan ruled Korea from 1910 to 1945. Then after 1945, obviously the Hiroshima bomb, the atomic bomb, Japan were defeated by the Americans. So that meant then that the rule of Japan ended in Korea. So the Koreans at the most weakest at the time. So what happened was the Americans took the south side and the Soviets took the north side. Now what happened was they established a capital in the south called Seoul, as obviously you know today. It's the capital of South Korea. And then in the north is Pyongyang, which is the capital of North Korea. So for around about 3 years, they lived relatively in peace, kind of. And then in 1948, tensions started to boil. What happened was then the leader Kim Il-sung, he tried to get weaponry off the Soviets because he knew they needed more weaponry to attack the south. And Stalin rejected this idea a few times. Eventually then in 1950, Stalin agreed, but he said you need permission from the Chinese, and they got the permission from the Chinese. So I think it was around about June time, don't quote me on this, but I think it's around about June 1950 that the North attacked South Korea. So a full-on invasion in 1950, backed by the Soviets. So what happened was then in 1950 when they attacked, I think it took them around about 3 days to capture Seoul, which is really, really quick. And Seoul's only around about 45 kilometers away from the DMZ. So what happened was then everyone had to retreat to Busan in South Korea, and the Americans then ended up helping the South Koreans. They pushed all the way back up to Pyongyang and even took Pyongyang at one point. So yeah, they were on the ascendancy, and then China helped North Korea again then, so they pushed back then, and in the end anyway, they signed the truce agreement in 1953, around about July time. I'm not 100% sure on the date. July the 27th, yes, the general just told me. July the 27th, 1953 was when they signed the agreement. And then they created a DMZ zone, which is where we're at today. So the DMZ, it's 250 kilometers long, which is quite a long way. What's this bus number, you know? Yeah, so 250 kilometers long, and then it's a buffer point on each side. So it's around about 2 kilometers for the South Koreans, and then 2 kilometers for the North. That's right, Gemini? Yeah. Around about that. And then yeah, they got the joint security area, which is little 3 box buildings you'll see, where they'll, well, pretty much where they signed the agreement of peace, and that's the line you've probably seen Donald Trump stepping to North Korea a good few years back now when he met Kim Jong-un. But yeah, the first leader of North Korea was Kim Il-sung, and yeah, it's pretty much a little brief history about it. We're going to explore around, and I'm going to tell you a bit more information about it. Some parts we can't film in now as well, so I might have to just show you pictures or little video clips I found online. But yeah, hope you enjoy.
So now we are here, Imjinga Peace Park. After this part, we're gonna cross this bridge. We call this bridge is Unification Bridge. After this bridge, we're gonna go to the first third infiltration tunnel, and the second is observatory, and the last one is the Unification Village and the return. And then after the village, we're gonna go to the Kavsworld Mountain for the red suspension bridge, and then back to the town. So we call DMZ. Demilitarized zone. Nobody go inside, but today we are tourists, so we could go inside the DMZ. And when you get the third tunnel, you could go underground and walk to the north side and then back to the surface. When you get the third tunnel, don't keep going to north, okay? South is better. Don't go to north, south is better. And the second place is observatory. When you get the observatory, we could see North Korean territory. Here is the 100 meter South Korean flagpole, 100 meter, and the other side here, 163 meter flagpole. The North Korean one is a blue color, and South Korean is the green color flagpole. And under the South Korean flagpole, there's a small village we call Daesungdong village. This village is a real village. Real Korean, South Koreans live there. And under the South Korean, North Korean flagpole, there's a small village too. There is a fake village, so nobody live there. So when you get to observatory, we could see 2 tallest flagpoles in Korea and 2 small villages inside the DMZ. And then here is Panmunjom, JESA. Do you know JESA?
Joint security area.
Yeah, right. So joint security. In 50, North Korea troops, they cross border with many weapons. So they captured the Seoul within 3 days. And then my government moved to the Busan. Busan is here. So when they moved to the Busan city, UN force, they joined the Korea War to help South Korea. So they joined the Korea War and they decided to land in Incheon. Incheon city. Incheon is here, right next to Seoul. Incheon is here. So UN first, they went to the Incheon from Busan. At the same time, South Korea first, we made a big battle near Busan city. During the big battle, one of the young soldiers died near Busan. And the UN force, they successfully landed in Incheon and they recaptured Seoul within 2 weeks. So starting with this, our troops could go up to north and north. So we captured the aircraft at Pyongyang city and go more and more north. So when you get almost a border between China and North Korea, China is here. China. A little bit Russia here and Japan here. So when they go almost border between China and North Korea, China they start to help North. So they send many troops again and again. The UN force and South Korea force, we push back down again to south and south. So when you get near the 30th period, there are many battles between China North and UN force, South Korea force. So a lot of soldiers killed again and again, and also many citizens died a lot too. So we made a ceasefire in 1953. So after the ceasefire, Korean Peninsula have been divided to two Korea, the South Korea and the North Korea. This is a Korea War story. We can see an old train here. We call this train is the Changdan train. Because we found that this one at the Changdan station inside the DFJ. So it was a cargo train during the Korea War, so it was carrying military supplies to North for UN force. So all of a sudden, Chinese troops, they found out this one at Changdan station and they made a stop. So after the UN force, they blew up this train because they didn't want it used by Chinese troops and North Korean troops. So they blew up this train. So now we can see many bullet marks on the surface. So my government thought this is a historical heritage. So that's why we brought this train from DMZ to here, Imjinga Peace Park. So we could feel the sadness of the Korea War and also we could feel the urgent time during the Korea War. So that's why we brought this train to here. And then on your right side, back side, you can see many color ribbons on the wire fence. Looks like really beautiful, but it's a kind of sad ribbon. We call that ribbon is the wishing ribbon, wish ribbons. When separate family they visit here, they wrote down their wish. They write down their wish on the ribbons and hang on the wire fence. So they say like, are you still there? Are you still alive? I'm waiting for you. I really want to get reunification like that wish on the ribbon. Because they believe when wind blow, wind bring their message to the restriction. So that's why now we could see the many wishing ribbons on the wire fence. And also, do you see over there warning sign on the wire? Freedom break. Before Korea War, there are many ways to get north, but after ceasefire, there's no way to get North Korea. But we need to build a new way to get north because of exchanging of freedom war. So we restored this wooden bridge to connect to North Korea. After that, over 12,000 people they went back to South Korea for freedom. So that's why we call this bridge as a freedom bridge. Also, there's another bridge, no return. We call no return bridge. That bridge was for the North Korean troops because they wanted to back to their home, North Korea. So we made a new bridge for them, and then they crossed that bridge and went back to North Korea. So that's why we call that bridge as the no return bridge. No return bridge is in the JESA, Joint Sector area. So actually, before 1970s, we could share this area. South Korea soldiers and North Korea soldiers, they cross the border only inside the JESA. There's a real border, MDL. But there was a tragic incident in 1976. U.S. Army, they were cutting trees in JESA because that trees bothered their vision. So they were cutting trees. But all of a sudden, North Korean soldiers, they came them and they warned, you cannot cut this tree. This is a rule in JESA, don't touch trees. And back to their office. But U.S. Army, they ignored them and keep cutting trees again and again and again. So North Korean soldiers, they came back and then they killed the U.S. Army with an axe. We call this incident as the axe murder incident. So after that tragic incident, we couldn't share this area. So nowadays, if you go to the JESA, you can see the South Korea soldiers and North Korea soldiers. They're facing each other along the rear border, MDL. And also the South Korea soldiers who work in JESA, they have to be really tall and a big body because we want to make them scared. So that's why they have to be really, really tall. And also they are handsome guys too, really handsome. So they're. They always want to get reunification because they really miss their hometown and family there. But young people, so not all of them, so many of young people, they don't want to be reunified with North Korea. Because as you know, North Korea, they're communism, South Korea, they live on democracy. Actually, so North Korean government, they call themselves communism, but that is not real communism. They always brainwash the people, and the people believe Kim Jong-un is like a god or the king. So that is not real. Oh, this train is a peace train. This is for fun, not meaningful. This is only for fun. But you could see the many national flags on the train. That nation during the Korea War. So you could find out your nation on this train.
Oh, that's the thing, babe. What's up, babe? Yeah. I see the cable car. I didn't see the cable car. See, look.
It's got its own charm.
Yeah. Looks like North Korean soldiers standing on a bridge of no return, babe.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. Checkpoint. So we're about to enter the bunker. Here we go. There's the bunker. So here we have a M15 anti-tank mine. Hopefully not still active. Exploding by 130 kilograms of pressure, and it weighs 14 kilograms. Cool. So there's a really funny story about the flagpoles. South Korea had a bigger flagpole. So North Korea responded by making a bigger one again. I think it started like 30, then 32 meters, and it kept on going back and forth, until eventually South Korea made a 100-meter one, and North Korea said, right, we're going to make a 160-meter flagpole, and they won the war. But it's a really funny story of the back and forth they had with that. Oh, the DMZ, look.
So around 34,000 defectors. So they told South Korean government how they escape North Korea. So they usually use the border between North and China because DMZ area has a lot of landmines, so they could cross this line. So they usually use the border between North and China. So there's a small river. So they cross the river during the early morning, like 2 or 3 a.m. Because a few years ago, Kim Jong-un ordered all of the North Korean soldiers, if you look at even a person who tried to defect North Korea, to shoot them. So escaping North Korea is extremely dangerous. So if they success, they have to go to the south part of the China, because as you know, Chinese government, they're really close to North Korea. So they couldn't live there. So they crossed border to other countries. The first they crossed to the Laos, but Laos government also quite close to North Korea. So they have to cross border to other countries. Another one, the Thailand. So when they get Thailand, they need to go to the immigration camp. So they could stay there for 2 months. After the 2 months, they could get jailed for 2 or 3 months because they cross border without passport. So that's why they could get jailed for 2 or 3 months. After that 3 months, South Korea might go on. We take them from Thailand to South Korea. So when they arrive at South Korea, they could get education from my government for about capitalism and liberal democracy and how they use the.
So there are many secret tunnels found as well, which North Korea dug to try and attack the south, which got discovered. The most famous one is the third tunnel. So this is the third tunnel from the outside the wall. See the sign? Can't film inside, but this one got discovered by someone who defected North Korea. So they got into the south and they told them, look, they're doing secret tunnels to try and attack. And yeah, they found that in 1978 then, so that's probably the most famous one. I'll just show you a little diagram of it by here then. So that's the walkway. Termination point and Deception Tunnel, monorail platform. Yeah, so you can pretty much see. And then that's a restricted area then, which goes into North Korea then. You can see like the divide, North Korea. Be at around about 30,000 soldiers in that tunnel, and they take them 1 hour to get everyone over and attack, and they get all their weaponry in there as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much a little information about the tunnel. I think they had around about 4 tunnels discovered in total, but they believe there's plenty more as well, but they just haven't been discovered yet. But yeah, that's the third tunnel.
The world's only demilitarized zone, DMZ, is a place that bears the tragedy of the time and the past. On June 25, 1950, the invasion of South Korea by the North began with earth-shattering sounds of artillery. Although North and South Korea established their own governments after World War II, the peace didn't last long. Revealing its ambition to conquer South Korea, North Korea started the Korean War in alliance with the Soviet Union. The war had turned the entire nation into ruins, resulting in over 3.9 million deaths. This war among Koreans was a true tragedy. After 3 years and 1 month, the Korean War ended with the Armistice Agreement signed in Panmunjom on July 27, 1953. It led to the formation of the DMZ around the military demarcation line to prevent the war from starting again. But even after the Armistice Agreement, North Korea dug underground tunnels below the demarcation line in order to invade South Korea. On November 15, 1974, an underground tunnel was discovered 1.2 kilometers south of the demarcation line, which is 8 kilometers northeast of Gyeongpo, Yeoncheon, Gyeonggi-do. This is the first tunnel. On March 24th of the following year, 1975, the second tunnel was discovered 13 kilometers north of Cheolwon, Gangwon-do. And on October 17, 1978, the third tunnel was found. Discovered 435 meters south of the demarcation line, which is 4 kilometers south of Panmunjom. The third tunnel is big enough for 30,000 soldiers and artillery to pass through within 1 hour. Within the tunnel, there were clear evidences of the tunnel being planned to be used to invade South Korea. March 3, 1990, the fourth tunnel was found 26 kilometers northeast of Yeonggu, Gangwon-do. North Korea was intending to use these underground tunnels for simultaneous full-scale attack on multiple fronts, causing critical damage to South Korean forces and nationwide panic. In addition to the 4 tunnels already discovered, it is expected that there are many more tunnels that haven't been found. North Korea is provoking us endlessly, using tunnels underground, as well as on land and sea. North Korea's provocations are becoming ever more aggressive and intricate. The attack on naval ship Cha and bombing of Yeonpyeong-do in 2010 was more than provocation. It was a declaration of war. And above the tunnels, there is the DMZ. Land of life, paradise of migratory birds, and for everlasting peace. The DMZ lives on. The DMZ is a paradise for moose, goats, and wild flowers. From Chinese geese to eagles, and rare birds such as white cranes, herons, and black-faced spoonbills. The DMZ is a land of life, where wild animals live in harmony. The miracles of DMZ is now changing once again and spreading its popularity in the world. Developed into a tourist destination, the areas around the DMZ will heighten our security awareness and offer tremendous opportunities for people to coexist with nature. Beyond preservation of the ecosystem and tourism for emphasizing the importance of national security, the DMZ is becoming a symbolic space for the era of unification. Our painful history is buried in the DMZ and tunnels, but this is just another meeting for the hope and desire of reunification. We should learn the lesson that our painful history must not be repeated. Korea has overcome the pain of war and achieved miraculous economic growth. And another miracle that we must achieve as we pursue harmony and coexistence.
Yeah, go on there. Oh, look, divided, look. Third tunnel. We got Jangdang soybean ice cream. $6 again. That's a nice one.
You can take many photos. So the other side is better for photo.
Oh, the other side's better, okay. We're walking across the suspension bridge. Not a bad view. So we're walking back over the suspension bridge. Incredible views, as you can see. Look at that. Not bad.
This is Panmunjom. Panmunjom lies on the military demarcation line of the Korean Peninsula. It witnesses the most serious tragedy of the division of the country in the most acute confrontation of war or peace. Panmunjom began to be known widely to the world when the US imperialists bent their knees to the Korean people in the Korean War, signed an armistice agreement. It attracts the attention of the world, and usually visitors to Korea call that Panmunjom. This is the conference room for ceasefire negotiation. In this room, ceasefire talk took place between the Korean People's Army and the US imperialists during the Korean War. The conference room is 1 kilometer south from the northern border of the demilitarized zone. Now in the room, there are preserved the table and chairs used by the senior and other delegates of the Korean and US sides as they were. The armistice talk took place between July 10, 1951 and July 19, 1953. This is the building for signing the armistice agreement. When the armistice talk reached an agreement on ceasefire and its machinery, the US side proposed holding a ceremony of signing the armistice agreement quietly in a temporary tent out of door. It was because the US imperialists were afraid that future generations might see the place where they signed a surrender document after suffering a shameful defeat in the Korean War. In defiance of the sinister intention of the US imperialists, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea saw to it that the building, with an area of over 200 square meters, was set up in 5 days. And so, a ceremony of signing the armistice agreement was held here. As a result, this building remains as a witness of history. In the building, there are preserved the table of signing the armistice agreement, chairs, flags, documents, and other materials. This is Conference Room District. In front of Common Pavilion, a building of the DPRK, there stand 7 buildings, which were used as conference rooms of the Military Armistice Commission and the Neutral Nations Supervisory Commission in the past. In the center of the building, there stands a table crosswise, and on the table there are lying microphones along its middle line. Just it is the military demarcation line, a symbol of Korea's division. Between the buildings, a 40 centimeter wide and 7 centimeter high concrete marker is laid in a line with microphones in the building, thereby forming the demarcation line. The military demarcation line is 246 kilometers long in total.
So it's about 5:30 in the morning and we're going to get the train to Busan from Seoul Station. It's a high-speed train which is known as a bullet train, which takes around about 2.5 hours. Station by here. So here's the information on what platform we need to be on. Also got the information by here. So we're about to get the bullet train from Seoul Station all the way to Busan. These are high-speed trains known as bullet trains, and they can go up to around about 330 kilometers per hour. These ones are about 305 kilometers per hour and 190 miles per hour. So they're really fast. And you see one come behind me now. Really cool. The only time I've really been on anything like this was in Japan. I think their bullet trains are a bit faster, but yeah, should get there in no time, about 2.5 hours. So you've got to find your cart number. Train like this. Number 16, it'll have it on your receipt. Go to your cart number and it'll have your seat number on it as well then. So number 11 coming up by here. Inside the train. And this is where your seat numbers are. We're here at Busan Station. Took about 2 hours and 50 minutes on a bullet train from Seoul to Busan. Don't see how much condoms in the welcome bag.
Okay, left, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, and sheep, and monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. Okay?
Here we have the Chinese zodiac animals.
Behind my smile, I'll say whatever.
So my one is the monkey. So Gemma's zodiac animal is a pig. There she is with it. The pig. So there are 12 zodiac animals in total, as you can see on this sign. So we got the rat, the ox, the tiger, the rabbit, the dragon, the snake, the horse, the ram, the monkey, the rooster, the pig and the dog. We're at the Haedong Yeonggong Temple, or Haedong Yeonggongsa Temple, something like that. I probably pronounced it wrong. But is a Buddhist temple built in 1376. Is actually quite rare as well because this one's built on the seaside or close to the coast. Most Buddhist temples are built high up in the mountains. Basically, the guy who found this, at the time, they were going through a lot of hardship and famine, and a lot of people started giving up their faith on Buddhism, to be honest with you. So a sea god come to the guy who found it, and he said if you build the temple, people's lives will be better and they won't have any hardship or anything like that. And yeah, it's pretty much a very brief story about it. It's been rebuilt in the 1930s because it was destroyed at one point in the 16th century, I think from the Japanese invasion. It was built or founded by Nyeon Haeguan, and it means the Dragon Palace Temple. So this is the little hearts. This is kind of like what you see in Europe when people do the padlocks and they'll chain it to the bridge or something like that, and they'll put like someone loves this person. And then I think on this statue then is all the zodiac animals. Here we have a little cafe area for people to chill out by the sea. Get food, drinks. So every Sunday here between 11:30 and 12:30 they'll have free lunch. See on this sign. So behind me we have the baby Buddhist. If you wash it 3 times, it cleanses the soul.
Go.
So what you've got to do is cleanse the soul. So 3 times. Yeah?
Yeah.
3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then pray. Last, meant to cleanse your soul. To the baby Buddha. So Jem's gonna cleanse his soul after a heavy night of drinking last night. 1. Bit of a heavy cleanse, but there. It's probably needed. 2. Pray. And then a little pray as well, Jem, please. Thank you very much. Yeah. Gemma's soul cleansed. It's a cool dragon statue. So basically you can actually pay to have your message on these slates, as you can see by here. So this is a bit like a wishing well, where you can chuck the coins in and make a wish for good luck. Yeah, so Gemma's going to do one now. Okay, she's going for the turtle's ball. Missed. Oh.
Good resting happen.
Is it? Oh, that's a cool, eh? Oh, look at these.
그만 얘를 믿으니까 해주지.
Thank you.
누가 땡큐?
So we call it Marine City. Marine City. This is the most expensive property in Busan, not in Korea. It's very expensive. One of the penthouse up there is a 20.
So we're on our way to board the train to Daejeon. So first stop is the lighthouse. So you can actually see the Japanese island Tsushima all the way in the distance. So this is Japan over here. It's pretty cool. It's on. So we're here at Gamcheong village. This is a really cool little quirky village in South Korea. It's a bit like a Santorini of South Korea, full of colourful buildings and shops. There's some weird things here as well, like frozen beer, marshmallow ice cream. But look at the buildings behind me, you can see. Really nice. Lovely and colourful. So it looks lovely and pleasant here today, but it does have a dark past. This was actually a place where they built for refugee settlers in the Korean War. So it's built on top of rice fields. But yeah, obviously, you know, dark past and history. But yeah, the main reason this was all built was in the Korean War. Refugee settlers had to come here and yeah, make a life. So we're gonna have a look around. Yeah, like it's like a GoPro. So loads of unusual stuff here, like frozen beer, frozen marshmallow ice cream. Egg bread. How big what? Yeah. Rice bread, 4 pieces. What are they?
Mochi.
What?
Mochi.
Mochi. Oh. This is the cue for the picture. Ah, this is the spot there. How pretty. Yeah? Ah. So can you guess what this is from? Have a guess. I'll tell you at the end of the video. Little clue, season 2's returning soon. That might help. Yeah. So here's some local houses. Let's give you a little look at what it looks like. Thank you. So we got marshmallow ice cream. Take a look. Gonna try it. Not bad actually. Unusual, but not bad. It's like a marshmallow with ice cream inside of it, pretty much. Yeah, good.
Score out of 10.
Well, I haven't got the ice cream bit yet, but yeah, 8 so far. Nice. So we're in our glass cabin. Going over here to see through. The bridge. No. Yeah. No, dude. And this guy's giving me lip as well, mate. Come on in. Oh. I said that. Hey, Chinatown.
그래? 그런 거였어?
Huh?
Manila. Club Bali. King's Club.
London Bar. Market brochure. This is a traditional Korean style bedroom. They don't actually have mattresses or anything like that, they just sleep on the floor. Well, kind of a little mattress, but not really. It's like the bullet look on the front. We're here in Bulgaska. Is an old ancient Buddhist temple complex built by the Silla kings in 774. It's been destroyed many times throughout the years and rebuilt most recently in 1604. It contains 6 national treasures here. This is proper historic old Korea, which a lot of people won't see if they come to South Korea. I'm going to show you all around the grounds so you can see all the history about the place. Hope you enjoy. So what you can see here is people pay around about $75 that's the equivalent, to put their wishes here. So it's proper Buddhist belief. Each one of these are worth $75, so look how many it is. So these are all the wishes people have made, and like I said, it costs $75 just to put one of these up. So think all the money has been spent. So this was built in the 9th century. It's a stone lantern. So this pig they found in 2006, which is really rare in a Buddhist temple. You see the pig by here. And this is extremely rare in a Buddhist temple, like I said. So this is good luck, especially for Chinese people in the zodiac calendar. The year the pig comes around every 600 years. So when they found the pig in the temple in 2006, they also built this statue behind me of the golden pig, and everyone touches it for good luck. Apparently a guy touched it and won the lottery after it, so maybe it is lucky. And this is the pig, the golden pig. So basically all of this stone by here is the original, all of the carvings by here are the original, but the stuff inside of the temple is all rebuilt, so all of this is rebuilt stuff. All inside is rebuilt. So this is the worship temple. And like I said as well then, the worship temple behind me, inside of it is rebuilt. All the stones by here and all of the outside original stuff. See people praying. The relics, the actual. Stone Island Bay, like, go on lad. So you can see this is where they hit the bell. So we're about to have food in this traditional Korean restaurant. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet of all traditional Korean food. And as you can see, the price, 9,900, about $7, so it's really cheap. I'm gonna have a lot of tasty food.
Well, it's some kind of crustacean.
So the bridge behind me was built around about 760. So we're walking through the historic Jeochong village. Jeochong means school, so school village. And it was from around about the 1700s.
Back in the day, people in poverty, they lined up here. It was filled with rice, so they'll take the rice from here. But the thing is, the hole was small enough that you can't put two hands and get too greedy and take all the rice out. You can only use one hand. So the rule was just take the handful and leave the rest for the others. And so the rich man trade back in the day, it was all about being humble and just giving away to the community. Instructions they had back in the day, it was all about just being humble and I couldn't afford it.
So this is the traditional way of making a rice cake.
Oh, whoa. Is it harder than it looks?
So, yeah, it sticks so much.
Whoa.
They stay in front of
So basically the rice cake we were making, this ends up being this, which you can see by here. Oh, this is what the rice cakes end up looking like. Not bad, not bad. So what's going on by here then? What is going on by here? Okay, is Gemma to explain it?
Yeah. He's questionable. Don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think everything's a bit questionable by here.
Yeah.
And then he's having a time of his life. Look at the happiness on this guy. we're at Darien Wong tombs. So all of these Chi tombs from the Silla dynasty. The only one which is verified, who they know is actually buried there, is King Michu. All the others are unverified. But this one right in front of me, this is the biggest one, the highest one inside here. But we're going to explore some of the other ones as well on the grounds. Yeah?
Double humped, and they believe that it's a king and a queen.
Okay, so this one, and it's the tallest one here as well. So you can see these ones are not as big as the one I just shown you, so probably not as important, but still a lot bigger than most people here have got buried. Pretty cool though. So if you don't want to go to prison, don't climb these. 2 years and a lot of money. There's actually a tree growing on this one. Oh, that's nice. So this is what it used to look like.
찾아보고 있었어.
So what you can see behind me is the beautifully lit up Donggun Palace. Looks incredible in the night, look at this. We're heading off on the metro to Seoul, which is the main party destination in Busan. We're going to see what nightclubs, bars, food places they have. Here's the metro. Here we have the really popular Thursday party nightclub. Yeah. Nightlife district. As you can see, it's really busy. Saturday night during is absolutely bouncing. Loads of bars and restaurants to go to, nightclubs, everything you want. on. Oh shit. God, stop him. Go on. You can't let it be do. Can't let it be do. Come on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go. 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 Come on. Ah, she's struggling. Sure. Sure. You gotta get it down. Yeah, bud.
My niggas keep it playing for these hoes. And look clean, don't it? Watched it the other day. Watch how you clean on it. Eat me some 501 jeans on it. Come on, girl, shake that. My sex bomb. You can give it to me when I need to.
She's loving life. Hello. We'll have a look around. Thank you. Brilliant, thank you. Alright. The hive. What? Oh yeah. So much tequila shot. Oh, that's quite cheap. Beer pong. American diner. Oh, well, that's nice. Oh, they got one beer, babe. So we got a Hawaiian volcano, and then a Malibu and pineapple. Look. Hello. Oh. There it is. Do you think they're all like kind of the same setup as well? Oh, It's snowing in South Korea! Proper snow in Korea, you can see behind me. Snow everywhere, it's 5 in the morning in Handai. Heavy as well. Oh my god, you can see that. Okay, look at that. So by here we have the boned chicken claws. See, right here. Very unusual. Wow. Don't know about that. Wow.
Bad?
It's different. I mean, it's spicy. Isn't that flavour?
Texture?
Crunchy.
Oh.
Crunchy.
Oh.
Yeah. I recommend trying it just to say you tried it, but I wouldn't have it as your main meal.
Give it a miss.
Yeah. You can see that's the chicken claw. Oh, whoa.
Is it harder than it looks?
Yeah, it sticks so much.
Whoa.
They stay in front, huh?
Rice cake, Korean rice.
Oh, this is the rice cake. Oh, this. Oh.
Korean rice cake.
So basically, the rice cake we were making, this ends up being this, which you can see by here. Oh, this is what the rice cakes end up looking like. Not bad. Not bad. Thank you. So we got marshmallow ice cream. Take a look. Gonna try it. Not bad actually. Unusual, but not bad. It's like a marshmallow with ice cream inside of it, pretty much. Yeah, good.
Let's go out of 10.
Well, I haven't got the ice cream bit yet, but yeah, 8 so far. Nice. We're in a restaurant in Korea where you cook your own food on the table. It's a bit like this. Just cooking your own food. This is really popular in Korea. You'll find this all around the place. Very different to what you'll see back home, cooking your own food on the table. We got some local beers. So just casually cooking our own food on the table, only in Korea, eh? I think we got tofu by here. So I think our food's ready to eat now. We get one each. There's cheese egg bread, which is delicious. Going by here. There's actually egg inside of it.
Yeah.
So this is 10-1 bread. To the back there as well. It has cheese in the middle of it.
Ooh, cheesy.
Real. Very cheesy. Delicious though.
Nice.
8 out of 10. These are some of the delicacies we bought in the store. So these are pistachio rings, which are crisps. We got hazelnut coffee peanuts. Not quite sure what these are. Not sure. Some green tea type of thing. Hazelnut Twix. Wasabi nuts. And then more crisps. And garlic crisps. I don't know what flavour these ones are.
India's gonna be right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we got Jangdang soybean ice cream. 6 out of 10. Roll cookie. Dragon beard can. Kolla, jag kan video. Sausage and potatoes. So here we have the national drink of South Korea, which is soju. We'll pour ourselves a little glass.
두분 친구분이세요?
Cheers. 소주.
어릴 적부터 저도 지금 사학기 때 어렸을 때부터 만났던 친구들 만났네. Strong?
Yeah.
네, 최고예요.
Well, that's the national drink of Korea, South Korea, soju. And then we got all this lovely food. This is what we do in Korea. Cook on the table. Noodles.
네, 오케이. 잠깐만, 얘 우리 목사님 하나 먹을까? 그럴까?